Hey guys, so welcome to the crafting room. It's actually not a crafting room, it's actually just our spare bedroom, but it is a nice quiet place where I can get away from the family and sometimes the cat. Not today. She is being a butt, is on the ironing board behind you. Things that will go wrong, so many things will go wrong. The point of today's video is cosplay. My last video you saw all of the happenings of Anime Central, which I went to. It was actually the first out-of-town convention I went to, Cat. So Anime Central was the very first out-of-town convention I went to, and it was a great con. I really enjoyed it. I think I was very tired, especially because it was only like 2 weeks after PenguinCon, which thankfully is only like 15 minutes from my house, but it was a long weekend. April was a long month. Was that April or was it May? It has been a long year, guys. To get back on point, I will be in Atlanta at Dragoncon. So exciting, so exciting. And if you happen to be going to Dragoncon, hi Cat. If you happen to be going to Dragoncon and you want to come up and say hi to me, go right ahead. Just tell me that you know me through YouTube, because if you just randomly come up and start a conversation with me, I will probably look at you like you're a crazy person. Just fair warning. So today's video is going to be a cosplay work in progress type video. So if you don't follow me on Instagram or Facebook, maybe Twitter, I am debuting an Evie Frye costume at Dragoncon this year, and the story, because I don't think I've actually told the whole story. The story is, I bought a costume online from an online seller, and I'm just thinking, oh, it'll be great, and I don't know if I misread or if it actually did say that they were in American sizes, but I thought the costume I was getting was going to be a 2X in American sizes. It definitely was not American sizes. I have to now alter this costume that I spent about $300 on because it's about 3 sizes too small for me. I decided to not only alter it, but I'm also kind of taking my own spin on it. When I was in Joann Fabrics, I was looking around for fabric that would like exactly match the fabric of the costume. I couldn't find a fabric that perfectly matched. And so I was walking around Joann Fabrics and I'm just like, man, what am I gonna do? People are gonna notice, it's gonna look like crap. And then I got this idea, what if I make the alterations noticeable on purpose? And so I got this really interesting idea to get a fabric that matched sort of with the color scheme and had like a pattern that was period accurate. And I was just like, I'm gonna do this. This is what's gonna happen. It's gonna be cool. And people are gonna notice it, but it's gonna be on purpose. That then stemmed into me being like, well, why don't I get some new lace to go with it and extend the hood out? To be fair, the original hood, totally big enough, works with my natural hair, but because I obviously don't have anywhere near the same hairstyle as Evie Frye, yeah, I have to wear a wig. That wig is very big. Then I've got all these other ideas to go with the costume, and now we are on the reconstruction phase. And I'm going to take you through a part of that. To give you an idea of what I'm going to be doing in this video, I'm going to be adding the alteration piece. I don't know if any of my terms are technically correct, just go with it. But I'm going to be adding the strip of fabric along the right side to the sleeve and body of the coat. Here's what it looks like on the left side, which I did last weekend. And yeah. So as you can see on the left side, there is leather that I added in, and that leather is actually from the original cuffs of the sleeves, because I realized putting in the strips of the new fabric, it added space to the cuffs, and I didn't get fabric for that. So I'm actually going to use the leftover lace that I used on the hood and make new lace cuffs. So I now have all this leather and I can line the unfinished edges of the denim fabric, which is good because it needs it. I fail at filming Hi Cat. Here's what you missed. I basically took a bit of the leather, folded it over, pinned it on, and since this is gonna be inside, like, once eventually, this is hard to do with one hand, this will be folded over. In between them will be the piece I'm adding in. The piece I'm adding in will be in between these, and yeah, but just because this is an unfinished edge, that would look really crappy up against, you know, a new fabric. So this is what I'm doing for the next God knows how long. And it kind of looks really crappy right now, but it will look much better once it is sewn on. It is day 2, and I look like crap because cosplay life. You don't always look great. You don't always look great. When you're in costume, you look great. But not so much when you're making your costumes. I also realized I never filmed the finished product of yesterday. So let's do that now. So this is it. This is the finished product, and I know you're looking at this sleeve and you see these, maybe, I don't know if you can see them on camera, but there's these little loopy loops. That is because the only way I could use the sewing machine to sew the second half of the sleeve was to not use the foot and just push the sleeve in. So like, this is how the sewing machine is. You see this little like arm that it sticks out on. You just push the sleeve in. That's how I did it. I don't recommend it because you get this. So hopefully you have a sewing machine that can go multiple ways, because there are sewing machines like that. Mine is not one. So we'll eventually have to go back and clean that up, fix that up. Gonna have fun. But as you can see, we get down to this part and you can see the importance of me putting those leather strips in, because it would look a lot crappier. And obviously all of it needs to be cleaned up, but the only thing I have left for this part is to put a leather strip here, because I did that on the other side and I totally forgot about it. But today's project is not that. Today's project is getting the back panel in. So a little fun explanation of what went on with the back panel. The back panel originally was just this piece of silver fabric, and as you can tell by how it came out, it's not great. It's not great. It's not a great fabric. Kind of looks cheap. It is cheap, probably, but the biggest problem is that it only went from this portion here all the way to here, and from here down was just open. It's not supposed to be open. It is supposed to be a full skirt all the way around, and so I've got to change that. Also, if any of you are wondering why I've got a phaser and a tricorder and a belt, I'm also working on a Star Trek costume. It's a swimsuit costume. It's gonna be fun. That is today's project. That, and also getting this little sad piece back in. I don't know how I ripped that out, but yeah, that happened. Okay, so we got one side of the back piece sewn in, and it looks so much better down here. And I managed to get a straight seam on this. It's not great, but it's better than a non-existent one, right? Anyways, I don't know what I did here, but it'll work out. It'll be fine. It'll be great. So now, after I get the other side of it sewn, I will then have to deal with this crappy fabric and get this sewn here, and then I think what might happen is I might sew by hand this part. I'm gonna hate my life if I do, but it's gonna be great. It's gonna be real great. So at Salvation Army, about to go see what fun little things I can find and buy for Evie. So things that I know I need a white button-up shirt, 3 black belts, one preferably like a children's belt, because I don't think I, 1, need a belt bigger than that, and 2, I really don't want to have to try and cut an adult belt to fit my thigh. So let's see what I can find. Also see how long it takes me before I get in trouble for filming in Salvation Army. Can you film in Salvation Army? I don't know. We're about to find out. Salvation Army haul, which apparently now Salvation Army makes you pay for bags. Good to know. I mean, I appreciate what they're doing for the environment by not giving out plastic bags anymore, but like, I didn't know that I wasn't going to get said plastic bag when she said, would you like to buy a bag? And I'm like, oh, no thanks. So I just walked out with all this stuff, but it's okay because it's not a ton of stuff and it's easy to carry. So I got 2 belts, one of which, luckily, it's an adult belt, but it fits my thigh. So maybe a kid's belt would have been too small. Or maybe this is a kid's belt, because like, what adult is this belt gonna fit? What adult? It's like not even half the length of this belt, which just barely fits around my waist. But then I made a mistake.
but it didn't end up being a mistake. I got 8 albums. So, like, usually Salvation Army has, like, a plethora of really crappy classical albums and, like, weird, obscure Christian albums from, like, the late 60s and stuff like that. But this time, they had some really good things. So I got Partridge Family. I got 2 Dean Martin albums, 2 Tchaikovsky albums, and 3 Barbra Streisand albums. Like, what even? Dude. And they're all 50 cents a piece. So, like, dude, yes. Good album haul. I have nowhere to put these, though.